Hope everyone's having a good day. This right here, I'm going to just be kind of quick and brief about it, but I always get asked a lot of questions around NFP. I know there's a lot of traders who don't even trade NFP for whatever the reason, I don't know. But nonetheless, this is my outlook on the US dollar. Okay. I'm going to go over what you see here on the screen, and I'm going to also give you a breakdown of why this all here makes sense. I'm not going to give you a source that I use, but I do use a source for my fundamental analysis, and I use that to line up with my technicals. So I'm not going to give away that source, but I am going to share with you information from that source that kind of confirms rather what you see here on my chart. So first off, let me break down what you are seeing. So first off, what you're seeing is a lot of horizontal lines. What these lines represent are significant levels per certain time frames. And it is simply just the daily and the hourly. So as I spelled out, these significant levels on the hourly are in black lines, and these significant levels on the daily are in brown lines. So outside of that, what you see is a harmonic pattern, and that's this here, and that is a bearish crab. Okay, a bearish crab completes itself once it hits the golden ratio of the 161.8, and that's of the move XA, which this is X and this would be A. Okay, now what you see over here to the right is a bullish symmetrical triangle. Okay, a bullish symmetrical triangle is defined by the bottom rising and the top declining, and then you just plot out, your A, B, C, D, E, and then it goes on from there. Okay, this here is a Fibonacci expansion tool, and I'll get into all that. But so everybody knows NFP is the first Friday of every month, and no different. Tomorrow is August the 3rd, and it is NFP. Now the NFP tends to scare some traders. Like I said, I don't know why, but if you know how to trade it, you shouldn't have a problem trading NFP or any other major pairs. So what I'm going to do for you is go over the NFP forecast per one of the popular news sites, Forex Factory. I know a lot of people use that. I use it as well to make sure I don't miss out on any news. But I use a different site altogether for my fundamentals. This site gives you everything. The site that I use, it's easy to find. I'm just not going to give it away. I had to do research and find it. You can do the same thing, okay? But it gives you everything. The breakdown of the GDP, unemployment rate, inflation, interest rate, balance of trade, a currency breakdown. It breaks down the GDP per capita and everything, the unemployment rate, the non-farm payrolls, manufacturing payrolls. It breaks down the housing market. It breaks down the MPCs, so Monetary Policy Committee meetings and stuff like that. It breaks down the business confidence, the manufacturing PMIs, industrial production PMI, all of that stuff. Everything that you see on Forex Factory that has a news event for consumer confidence, the retail sales year over year, month over month, consumer spending, what have you. Like I said, the housing market with the building permits and new home sales, and so on and so forth. This site that I use, it breaks down every last one of those things, and the way it does it is that it does it by quarter. So literally, when news events come out with this Forex Factory or my FX book that I'm using, I have already done a fundamental analysis that lines up with my technical, and so I just look to see if Forex Factory, typically is what I use, is its forecast on point with what I have on my other source, or is it off, and then I can determine whether it's going to be good for currency or bad for currency, or what have you. So, nonetheless, as I was saying, with this, you have your bearish crab here, and I'm not going to go back in details of what made all this happen fundamentally, but I'm going to explain this area right here and why I say it's going to do this over the next couple of years. Okay. So right now, like I said, we have a bullet symmetrical triangle. We have our A, we have our B, we have our C, and D is pretty much establishing itself right now, and it shall finish establishing itself over the next couple of weeks because E will be established by the end of September. And I'm breaking this down using, like I said, that source that I use. So NFP right now, the statistics from last reporting had us standing at 213,000. Now, Forex Factory has a forecast that the NFP tomorrow will come in at 190K. My source says that by the end of quarter three, because it doesn't give you per news release, it gives you an outlook fundamentally, but it says by the end of quarter three, aka the end of September, that the NFP will stand at 195K. So to me, it tells me that tomorrow's NFP, even though it's going to be less than our previous statistics reporting from last month, it's still going to be a slight increase because we're still going to hit over 190K overall per my other source. So with that said, you have point D here, okay? Now, I'm going to go into the currency price breakdown as how they have it marked out as far as for how the US dollar will fluctuate between now and 2020 and how it correlates with my pattern and what you see here. So as I said, NFP is at the hit Forex Factory forecast of 190K. My source says it'll be at 195K by the end of quarter three, aka the end of next month. So with that being said, there is still a little bit of room here, and on a daily time frame chart, from where price is currently at to that D, not that many pips. Nonetheless, the end of quarter three, per my source, has the US dollar coming in at $93.86. Now, if you look at this chart, you can clearly see that there's somewhere that I've already marked out that's very close to that number. It's a significant level on the hourly time frame chart. It's this one right here, $93.83. Now, yes, my E is a little bit higher, but give or take, this is a markup. This is where you plot the chart out and then you see how close you are and on point. But I could simply just move this trend line down here where it hits this area. And it may not all fully hit this area, but that's what it's projected to hit, 93.86. Coincidentally, this is a significant level on the hourly time frame chart right now. So that's what my source says price will hit at the end of quarter three. Now, after quarter three, what's going to happen? Well, like I said, my source tells you at the end of each quarter, this is what this statistic should come in at. And so for currency for the US dollar, by the end of quarter four, aka when you're getting ready to ring in the new year, we should see the dollar sit at around $94.78. Now look on the chart and see do I have that marked out, but maybe not on point. It's another significant level and it's in black. It's right here, 94.98. My source says by the end of quarter four, so the end of this year, we're looking at the dollar to be at $94.78, aka retesting this level again on the hourly that it's currently trying to retest right now. Okay? Now, after that, what's going to happen? Well, I say price is going to continue to do this. Once I marked this up, I went to my source, and this is where I'm getting this information from, these numbers. Well, it says that by the end of the first quarter, so that will be the end of March 31st, 2019, that the US dollar should be coming in at $95.70. Now, you see the $95.43 here? Significant level on the daily. That has not been broken, but it will be broken. Okay? Now, it's going to break, and the 95.70 is just above the 100. And if you've watched any of my YouTube videos before, I love using the Fibonacci expansion tool because it can help you signify where price should be headed to next before it takes a breath and continues either going on in this direction or retracing from it. So 95.70 is what we're looking to have the dollar be sitting at by the end of first quarter in 2019. Now, what's going to happen after it hits this level? Well, my source says about the end of the second quarter, aka June 31st, 2019, that the US dollar should be coming in at $96 even. So that would take price to about right here. Now, like I said, my source only goes up to 2020. It only gives you the next 2 years from whatever year that is shown as information. And you have to understand, too, that economies move like businesses. The same way a company has to project for the future their financials in order to keep the business going, countries have to do the same thing. So certain things happen or are made to happen. Nothing just happens by chance. There can be things that can make a drastic change in the market, but pretty much things will run as normal. This is why I say having a good fundamental awareness, even if you can't analyze it, having a good fundamental awareness of what's going on. If you find the site that I found, some of you know it. If I've been working with you, some of you know exactly where I get my information from and how it breaks down all this information for every currency and how you can use it to line up your technicals and feel more confident in your trade even when news come. Like some people don't trade news and they'll wait till 15 minutes or 20 minutes after. Sometimes I do if I'm getting a mixed feeling in the market, combining my technicals and my fundamentals. But normally, I'm not I always jump in on any news trade because I already know what's happening fundamentally for that currency, and it lines up with my technicals. But nonetheless, I just wanted to break down this to you all. This is my prediction right now on the US dollar. And like I said, based off of my sources that I use and the way I trade, I'm able to plot out price movements for kind of like months, years into the future. As I said, right now, this is me plotting the dollar out up until 2020. It may not move exactly within this low tight range. We may have more consolidation over here while we play the D to the E out and then the E on up. But nonetheless, this is how I have price moving on the US dollar. For the actual NFP that's going to go ahead and release tomorrow, let's see if it'll. So this is what I have going. I have it going bullish tomorrow to come up and hit this area. Like I said, we need that D to be fully established. And right now that D isn't fully established for me. And it could be established here. We can go ahead and say we're going to leave it as this and then price will just retrace tomorrow. But we still have this significant level here. You see that it has not really fully played into yet. So I want it to fully play into here before I get in like on a sale down to the E. I wouldn't jump in right now. Of course, NFP can fluctuate very fast, so I'm not afraid to trade it, but I just know to be cautious and make sure I get in at the right and opportune time. So the reason why I say it tomorrow, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, that we should have this little spike up here occur, is because the previous reporting was at 213,000. Forex Factory has it sitting at 190K for their forecast. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check FX book really quick and just see what they have NFP coming in at. I want to see if they line up. Let's see. So they also have NFP coming in at 190K as well. So Forex Factory and my FX book both predict 190K. My source shows 195K by the end of Q3. So that means by next month. So next month's NFP should probably be coming in at around 195K. With that being said, it's likely that we will either see the 190K or we'll see something in between that, like a 192, 193. With that being said, that actual will be better than the forecast, thus being good for currency, thus giving me my bullish movement that I need to occur here. At which point, then I can go ahead and play my sell down on a swing trade from the D to an E. I don't mean trading the U.S. dollar. I mean as far as for lining this up with your forex majors, your major pairs, like your pound, your euro dollar, your Aussie dollar, and so on and so forth. But that's pretty much it, guys. The video was a little bit longer than I had planned, but I want it to be kind of quick. But hopefully you got something from this. Hopefully it either confirms your own analysis, or helps you to cross verify some things in your own analysis. And if you feel I've missed anything or you want to shed some light in your analysis, I'm all for it. To me, that's the best part about trading, when you come together with other traders, is that you're able to put your heads together and cross confirm what you already see or double check what you thought you saw, and we all can move forward and keep it in the blue, as I say, and catch some pips, ride the wave and catch the pips, keep it in the blue. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. You know who I am, Sherry Marie, Economy Creators, and have a good one.